educators were arrested in the town I grew up in for sexual abuse. The next day, countless students and parents showed up at the board meeting and demanded answers. They wanted to know why none of this abuse was being reported, and why one of these teachers was kept in the classroom even after they knew he was being investigated for sexual abuse. The board told the public that the police told them to keep him in the classroom, and the police chief made it very clear that that was not true, that the officers who talked to them had their body cams on the whole time so they could prove that that was not a true statement. Students put on a mass protest. The board chair resigned, the superintendent was placed on administrative leave, and the high school principal was placed on administrative leave. And we now know that the Department of Human Services has been investigating that principal for failing to forward abuse reports to the proper authorities, which violates her position as a mandated reporter. And the police chief found in the school records that multiple reports were made to this principal between 2019 and 2023. And the state has confirmed now that they received 0 reports from mandated reporters. After being closed for a couple of days, the high school has reopened, kind of. It's just incredible what this community's been able to do. But now what? The school board has been eerily silent. Key leadership positions in the district are vacant, and there are a lot of questions now about who else needs to be investigated and looked at in this district. And now the ball is starting to roll in that direction. Several community groups have formed to start having conversations about the larger picture. A lot of people are showing interest in running for the school board, and this community seems dedicated to making sure that meaningful change actually happens and that this doesn't just get swept under the rug and happen again in 5, 10, 20 years. But what should be really interesting is this town hall meeting that's coming up. They've been working really hard for the last week to find very significant allies for this community. They're working to assemble a team of legislators, advocacy groups. They're partnering with Voice of Survivors and Dalton Advocacy. And Amber Rosenberry, who is International Miss Oregon, has confirmed that she plans to attend this event. There are also news agencies like K2 News and OPB who plan to attend. Members of this community have been speaking out for years and no one has listened. And now they finally have the attention that they need to get their voices heard. This is that next step. What policies need to be in place, not only at the school level, but at the district level and at the state level? What safeguards need to be put in place to make sure that this never happens again? This is the perfect event for a community who is passionate about seeing change happen, to have a conversation with lawmakers and policymakers about what changes need to happen so that more students don't fall through the cracks, so that more students don't get hurt, so that the people who defend abusers get held accountable. The school board has failed this community. They're meeting today to appoint a board spokesperson, which means that this board is not going to be speaking to this community. And that's why this meeting is so important. The meeting will be tomorrow at the Senior Center at 7 p.m. If you're interested in attending this, please go in person. There are a lot of eyes on this town right now. This is an opportunity for St. Helens to change its reputation, to show the world that this is a community that will not back down, that is going to see this through to the very end, that this is a community willing to fight for the safety of its youth, and that they are dedicated to making sure that this never happens again. That St. Helens won't be known as the town that's full of abusers, but will instead be known as the town where meaningful change finally happened.